Yo, we're back. I know it's been a minute since I've been here. Um, I started work last week, so I've been really tired these past couple days. Yeah. Oh my god. Mm. Um, I just haven't had the much willpower to actually do anything. Even though I've wanted, even though I want to do this, you know, it's just this game is just taking so much toll. Not the game, but this job is just taking so much on my body. It's just I really don't know if I can do this. You know, like yeah. Anyways, we're back though. We're in the round of 16. Uh, uh, you know, I just want to talk about. I want to talk about the WNBA first because look at the WNBA, and we're gonna get into the um into the World Cup. Welcome, welcome, World Cup, World Cup. Uh, you know, we got the USA playing tomorrow. We got Norway versus Brazil tonight. We're actually on right now, which I'm watching right now. But I'm not playing any. They're playing it because like, what, I mean, I could technically because I don't think the World Cup is actually gonna look for my account. I'm a small account. I'm got like four subscribers. Hey, what up? I don't know. I'm not anymore, man. I'm just yapping just to feel fun. Anyways, Wings versus Aces, right? Um, after they scored, they scored because he scored. Um, really, after like the second, after when it, after like, okay, so the through three quarters, the Wings actually had a chance, right? They were never actually going down by too much, really. But I mean, well, in the third they did go down by a couple like double digits a couple of times, but they were able to actually fight back and make it an 8 point game going into the fourth, right? And okay, so like okay, they got it's an 8 point lead. For the Aces, the Wings, they got Paige Beckers, they got Rika Wale, they got AZ Flood, they got just a catch up who's been a baller. They got all these different ballers, and it's just like they just like the Aces just kept them at bay, and it would actually eventually they would build up another double digit lead once again, and this time they would actually keep that double digit did they would keep that double digit lead to then win 99-80. So, right. I don't know. Um, I'm trying to keep my body moving. Dream versus Valkyrie. I think this is man, it's been so long. I think this is like a oh, they did. Hold on. Yeah, 'cause I'm pretty sure I talked about this last week, not this week, but last week as well. Was it? Yeah, no, I remember talking about this. I remember talking about this. Yeah, no. All right, yeah. Valkyrie versus Dream, right? So Valkyrie versus Dream. This is when the Valkyrie versus Dream game was when the Valkyries were up by double digits for pretty much the whole game, and the Dream came back, right? So this game was a lot closer. I mean, this was like a back and forth, slug it out kind of game. Dream were keeping it close. Like neither team really had that big of a lead. It really could have gone. Ooh, hold on now. I'm playing. But it really could have gone either way for either the Dream or the Valkyrie. It just so happened to be that the Valkyrie were able to pull out the 78-75 victory. Very great game. I really haven't been able to catch as many, you know, many WNBA games as I've wanted to because of the fact that because of the World Cup. Now we've got Fever and Sparks. Sparks kept it close for pretty much for literally only the first quarter. Second, third, and fourth quarter was just that's pretty much what it was. Fever win 111-87. This what are the Sparks looking like, man? Like, cause it's like I know Kelsey Plum. They're 8-10. So like, I know they're like they're not a bad team per se, but they are just kind of like they do have a bad record though. Um, yeah. Wings versus Lynx. The Wings and Lynx. They this was a pretty close. This was a close quarter. First quarter, they had a close first quarter. The Lynx would then eventually start to pull away just a little bit to lead by 12 at the end of the first quarter. Heading into second quarter was much more dominant by the Lynx, who would end up taking a 16-point lead heading into half with a 45-29. The Wings would eventually come back, just try to keep it manageable per se. They were able to cut the lead down, make sure that it didn't get too out of hand, and they were able to cut it. They did get it under 10. The Wings did get closer a bunch of times. They got close really late in the game, really in the fourth quarter, but the Lynx did still hold on to win 85-77, right? Then the last game for the WNBA slate that we have is the Sky versus Aces. So the Sky and Aces kind of like same thing as the Wings and Lynx. It would have a close first quarter. Second quarter was more so dominated by the Aces going up, taking the double-digit lead, and then going up into half up 61-50. Right, Sky would be able to get it within single digits in the third quarter, right? But for the most part, the Aces did dominate the third quarter, and they were going to have up 86-73. And like the Sky would do the same thing again in the fourth quarter. They would fight back, get it kind of close, like get it within striking distance. The crowd is hot, boom, boom, boom. But the Aces the Aces are just that much better as a team that it felt like no matter what the Sky did, the Aces still had an answer for it, and the Aces did, with when holding out to win 107-99. Right? I think that's the last game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the last game of the WNBA slate. Man, I know it's just me talking about sports, but I feel like I'm incredibly rusty. You know what I mean? Like I haven't done this in a couple of days. I've been really tired, and I feel like um, I'm not where I want to be. Right? But we move on. Germany versus Ecuador. There a couple of games that I do want to talk about. But like for some of these, I might just Germany versus Ecuador, right? I thought thinking, oh, it's Germany, right? I'm like, okay, Germany is Germany versus Ecuador. And you tell me, I was supposed to believe that Ecuador is gonna win. Germany scored literally within the first 2 minutes, right? I'm thinking, oh man, here we go again. Germany versus Ecuador. We finna get a squash match, right? Germany didn't score the rest of the game. Ecuador was tied up in 7 minutes later in the ninth minute, and then we'd go a whole 68 minutes without another score, where Ecuador was scoring the 77th minute. The game went in the 77th minute against Germany, man. Against Germany, man. Crazy, right? There was another game. No, there was no. Bro, Senegal beat up on Iraq 5-0, bro. That jump was crazy. Belgium beat up on New Zealand 4-1. Uh, Congo beat up on Uzbekistan 3-1. Argentina beat up on Jordan 3-1. Oh, yeah, Austria versus Algeria, right? Okay. Austria versus Austria. Why did I say it like that? Austria versus Algeria was a. Why does it sound so weird? Austria versus Algeria. That sounds so weird. I don't know why. But I mean, these two teams. I mean, they were just going back and forth. When one team scored, it did take a minute for the scoring to start going. The first score did come in the 27th minute. But after that, it was just like both teams were scoring. I mean, Algeria scored in the 44th minute. Austria, it was on the back in the 55th. Algeria like hold my bit in the 16th minute. Boom. I don't know why I did that. Algeria in the 93rd minute, 90 plus 3, right? Extra time, right? Algeria takes the lead, and then Austria, not to be outdone, 2 minutes later says, tie game, bitch. 90 plus 5. Ties it up. So, uh, that happened. I want to talk about Portugal versus Croatia, man. I mean, like, Portugal, the first score came in the 53rd minute. Portugal responded with a penalty kick from Ronaldo. Ronaldo, baby. I'm just joking. But, Ronaldo, he came back with the penalty kick, tied it up. Portugal would respond in 90 plus 3 after Ronaldo got taken off the field, taken off the pitch. And what I didn't realize is that if you're taken off the pitch, you can't come back in. I thought that was like, I never knew that. I mean, I was watching the streamer. His name was Shogun Adonis, right? Great guy. Follow him on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok. A very, very, very funny dude. He makes great content. He does it all by himself too, and it's very well made. But I was watching him. He's like, oh yeah, like he's because he does he's actually on Twitch right now. He's actually live streaming this game, and he was he's like yeah, if you get taken off the pitch, you can't come back. And I'm like, oh shit. So Portugal was able to respond though. Portugal was able to score in the 90 plus 3. And then it was then I think it was like an offsides call from what's his name? An offsides call on Croatia when like the dude hit the ball with his head or something like that. I don't know. Like it was some weird rule. But it caused a huge uproar, and it's like, dude, it's like people are like talking like, oh, if you know the rules, it's not a offside call. But I thought that was a pretty great game. What was the other game? And then the other game that I want to talk about, Argentina versus Cape Verde. Cape Verde, y'all put on a show. Talking about some Louis, it's time to put on a show. Like, I mean, oh my goodness. The 103rd minute, bro. We going into overtime, right? I thought when Lionel Messi first scored, I thought, oh, that was game over because it's 1-0. I don't think Cape Verde was gonna win, right? Roy Duarte in the 59th minute said, He'll go one for you, right? We go 40 some odd minutes, 30 some odd minutes, right? Lisandro Martinez, 92nd minute. Wait, I'm thinking, oh, it's probably game. We're going to extra time. We tied in extra time. Then we go into overtime, right? Which is like 30 more extra minutes, right? Or something like that, right? Then this man, Sidney Cabral. I mean, this man was like, here goes nothing. Kick. I'm like, bruh. And he cashed it in. He cashed it in from long range. And I was like, whoa. Like, bro. If I can like, I gotta see. I gotta see this. I have to witness it again, bro. That goal was like a thing of beauty, and then he runs like 100 some odd yards, bro. Just huffing, boom. Miso with his wifey and child at the run 100 yards, bro. Like I thought that was crazy, bro. Did it not show it? Bro, they're not gonna show it. Yo, can I not go into the I can't. Wonderful. Wonderful. Just wonderful. You know, I really wanted to go back and watch it, but my fault. But you know, like and then it was game over when Argentina scored again in the 111th minute. But dude, for a second there, I thought, yo, if this goes into penalty kicks, bro, literally it's all down to just you're just guessing if the goalie gets just guessing, bro. And that's the crazy part about it is that like if it comes down to penalty kicks, it's literally all just about guessing and just hoping and praying, man. But Cape Verde, y'all played great. Congratulations. You know, even though y'all didn't win, y'all still played great. Now we're gonna go over the other games that I didn't talk about that weren't that much interesting. Ivory Coast beat Curacao 2-0. Netherlands beat up on Tunisia 3-1. Sweden and Japan tied. Turkey beat USA 3-2. Paraguay versus Australia tied. France versus Norway France beat Norway 4-1. Norway was saying most of the people. Senegal scored. I did say that. Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia tied. Spain beat Uruguay 1-0. Egypt and Iran tied. Belgium versus New Zealand. Belgium beat New Zealand 4-1. Croatia beat Ghana 2-1. England beat Panama 2-0. Portugal versus Colombia was a 0-0 tie. Uzbekistan, no, I did see that. I did speak about that. I did speak about that. Australia versus Algeria, talked about that. Canada beat South Africa 1-0. Netherlands and Morocco tied. France beat up on Sweden 3-0. Mexico beat Ecuador 2-0. USA beat Bosnia 2-0. Portugal, yeah, I talked about that. Switzerland beat up on Algeria 2-0. Colombia beat Ghana 1-0. And Morocco beat up on Canada 3-0. Congratulations, Canada. That's the last thing I want to talk about. Congratulations, Canada. You have become the first host in this World Cup. The first of 3 hosts in this World Cup to be eliminated. Congratulations. You looks like an absolute fool. Hey, Socceroos, what happened? You couldn't break dance your way to a win, huh? You talked all that. Canada. No, that's the wrong. I said Canada. I did Australia. Oh my goodness, I had Canada in my mind. I was speaking of Canada, and I was thinking of Australia for some reason. So, my fault. But Canada, congratulations. You made a fool of yourself. Yeah. You become the first group, the first host in this to be eliminated. So I hope you had a wonderful time as a host. Um, but your services are no longer needed in this World Cup. Um, have a fun trip back to Canada, I guess. I mean, they're probably not going to be very nice to you after all, because y'all aren't nice. But that's neither here nor there. And at the end of the day, it's just a game. That being said, I'm your host. I'm Chase Jones. This is You Know Ball. And I don't know when I'll see y'all next time. It could be next Thursday, it could be next Friday, it could be next Saturday, it could be next Sunday. But I will see y'all again. Until then, be safe, tell someone you love them, and have a great rest of your day. Peace.